Man City have just won the second trophy of the season, a domestic double, a cup double. I can't lie, man. If you asked me start of the season, not start of the season, sorry, like around October, November, where City was losing games, I would have called you, brother, are you crazy? But the fact that City now have won the Carabao and won the FA Cup is kind of mental. They beat Chelsea 1-0 in a game which, I can't lie, man, it didn't have any sort of there wasn't a lot of drama. There was a lot of entertainment. The second half was better than the first half, but the game itself, it lacked a lot of quality, especially in the final third. Like, it lacked a lot of quality in the final third. And you could just tell, like, this is a summary of Chelsea, what they're going to be like and what they are this whole season without Enzo Maresca and Man City just being crucial and clutch and in the most important moments. But we'll talk about the game. We'll talk about the first half, second half, players that impressed, players that did not impress, and my best players of the game and the biggest takeaways, of course, of the game itself. Make sure you all like the video right now. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and of course, comment your own thoughts. This is the lineup that Man City played. Man City played with this lineup. The biggest surprise was no Ryan Cherki. He was on the bench, and Marmoush, who had a good last two games, scored, of course, last game. He got his starting position, and whereas Chelsea played with 6 defenders, they played with 3 centre-backs and 3 full-backs. So the game plan for Chelsea, it was pretty much obvious. It was quite, like, it was there. It was quite obvious. Attack in transition, wait for the moments, waiting for the counters, and just defend the pockets, defend the wide positions, double team Semenyo, double team Doku. And I think the first half they pretty much did a good job. I think first half Chelsea did well to defend against Man City. I think Hato, Colwell, and Fofana did a good job closing down Haaland and Marmoush when both of them trying to go into those pockets in behind. And I think whenever Semenyo had the ball, there was no impact. Whenever Doku had the ball, there was 2 players on him. Whether that was Gusto and Palmer, or there was Gusto and James, every time Doku had the ball in the first half, Chelsea made sure to double team him, to isolate him at any given moment. In the first half, there wasn't, I mean, if you look at the stats in the first half here, there wasn't really much there. There was nothing really there in the first half. It was a very much boring tactical half where Chelsea created nothing, and City, their best chance was the last chance which they had, where Haaland had that moment with a pass in behind, and it was an easy save by Sanchez. So the second half, we expected changes for both teams. I said, listen, it's time for Cherki to come on, and Cherki was the first substitution. I was very surprised that Chelsea continued with their 11. To start the second half, but Chelsea then began the second half as the better team. They created the better chances. They had some good half chances. They put themselves in good positions. So many times on the right hand side where Gusto was there, but his final action, his final cross, is just so bad. Like, his final actions were so bad. So for me, I said, yo, the first thing to do, take off Gusto, put Reece James as a right wing back, and maybe get another progressor. Maybe get a Santos. Maybe bring in Santos, or maybe drop Enzo a little bit deeper, and maybe bring someone else forward. That's what I would have done. But Chelsea didn't do that, and Man City continued with their game plan. They brought on as well. They brought on Kovacic for Rodri. You could tell, 60 minutes into the game, you could tell his legs were tired. His legs were finished, and Kovacic added some sort of just extra intensity, extra energy, and that's how they scored. A goal was started from Kovacic, passed the ball to Haaland. Haaland, good hold up initially. That was, I think, Haaland's best moment of the game. Good hold up to keep the ball, found Bernardo Silva, and Haaland continued the run on the right-hand side. Bernardo found the ball back to Haaland. Haaland with first-time cross, but my goodness gracious. That finish by Semenyo, back heel finish. The way he improvised, the way he managed to create it out of nothing, make it and a goal scoring opportunity out of nothing was absolutely insane. I think Hato did well to be in front of him, or I don't know if it's Hato or Colwell. The fact that he improvised out of nowhere, elite goal scoring, elite poacher mentality, elite smell from a goal scorer. Elite finish by Semenyo, and Man City leads 1-0. And towards the end, Chelsea tried to put everything which they had on the table, but when you bring on the lab and when you bring in Ganacho, and then when you have the last 10 minutes of the game, including extra time, so from 86 minute to 96 minute, when your front line is Ganacho, Liam Delap, and Neto,
Oh my God!
kind of know what is about to happen. You kind of know what to expect. You kind of know you're not going to score any goals when your front line is Ganacho, Neto, and DM Delap. Like I think that's the first thing. I think that's the biggest takeaway. I think just the attacking output, just the attacking numbers, just the attacking reinforcement, just the attacking impact. Like you look at the bench, you've got Neto, you've got Delap, and you've got Ganacho, who all three of them has been disappointing this season. And this is the team who's we've spoken, we've made this narratives, we've spoken so much about how much Chelsea spend and this and that, but this was a summary of Chelsea's whole season. When at start of the season, when Enzo Maresca sat down with the board and he said to the board, listen, I think we can compete. We beat Paris Saint-Germain 3-0. We beat the treble winners 3-0. I think we can compete. I think we can do something next season for the league, for the Champions League. Hence the reason why everyone had Chelsea as a dark horses. And when Enzo Maresca is telling you, I need centre-backs, I need wingers, and the board turns around and tells him, all right, cool, we're going to give you Garnacho and we're going to give you Gittins. The guy asked for a prolific, a world-class winger, and he gets Garnacho and thing. That is just a summary. Like you kind of knew what to expect from there. And that's why I never had Chelsea in my top 8 in the Champions League, where everyone had them in top 8. You knew, bro, like you with that kind of with that kind of team, you kind of knew that they weren't gonna do it. But I think out of Chelsea's players, I think the best ones was defenders. I think Fofana and Hato did well on the left hand side, and Cole as well. I think all three of them did well. I think Cole Palmer. I think this rating is very undeserved, because another big takeaway for Chelsea was that how can you utilize your best playmaker? Yes, he hasn't been great over the past couple months, over the past season, but he is still your best playmaker. He's still your best creator. He is still your best goal scorer. He is still your best player. How can you have him as a right wing back defending Doku every given moment? Like every time Doku had the ball, and the reason why I don't think Doku had the best of games, but the reason why he never had the best of games is because Palmer was pretty much almost a right wing back. He literally was a wing back for Chelsea. How can you, like, what's the point of having 2 fullbacks and 3 defenders when you're going to have Cole Palmer as a added member and an added cover? What's the point? Like the tactic made zero sense, fam. Like you've got 6 defenders on the pitch, including 2 right backs, and you still have Cole Palmer doing defensive duty, which I get. Any player has to do it, but not every single attack. And because if you expect Palmer to defend every time, you're pretty much killing his attacking output. Like you're killing his energy. Imagine having to run, attack, run, create, defend, attack, 90 minutes straight. You're gonna take off everything he has, bro. His legs were tired towards the end. It's like the tactics made zero sense. Pedro wasn't great, and this is a Joao Pedro, where Barcelona apparently sends scouts to watch him play. That wasn't impressive. Enzo, I think, didn't do anything well, and I think the midfield didn't really offer. Malo Gusto, every time he was on the right-hand side with the cross, his crosses were just non-existent. Like, it's just wasteful. Overall, that's the bench, the team. This is just a summary of Chelsea. Whereas City, I think they did well. And I think if I had to pick the best 3 or the best 3 players of Chelsea, of Man City, it wouldn't be them 2. It wouldn't be them 2. It would be, for me, O'Reilly, who's continuously having a great season. Mark Gahey, who was amazing, but he's not my man of the match. My man of the match is this man right here. Kusanov was absolutely exceptional. There was 2 times where Chelsea was asking for a penalty, and he made 2 last-ditch important recoveries. Like tackling-wise, recovery-wise, defensive-wise, the guy is next level. next level. I literally think, yeah, he is worth 70, 80 million, fam. The guy is incredible. He's one of the best centre backs in the world this season and deserves a lot more respect. But he's not going to get the respect because his name is Abdulkadir Kozanov. His name is not Kusalinho. His James Garner or something like that. His name is not Spanish. His name is not what is it called? Like Rodrigo or James or something like that. It's not fancy. He's not the one for the brands or for the PR. He's just an akhi. He is just Khabib's brother. You know what I mean? He fights biz. He doesn't take IG posts. He fights biz for living, fam. So the guy's incredible, absolutely incredible. Overall, it was, I think, Bernardo Silva, again, another good performance. Of course, it's one of his final performances for Man City. But for Man City didn't do anything crazy. I don't think Man City was at second gear or third gear. I don't think they played amazingly. But I don't think they had to play amazingly because Chelsea didn't really provide anything and Chelsea didn't really offer any sort of threat towards them. That's why City was happy just to defend, happy just to leave it the way it was. Even the last 10 minutes, I think everyone knew the last 10 minutes Chelsea weren't going to score, especially when you saw Delap coming on, who's been ass. Neto, ass. Oh, that was Neto's first passage of the game was him on the left-hand side. Cole Palmer's wide open outside the box, asking for the ball, screaming. The guy crosses the ball, back post, no one is there. Like, that's the kind of IQ. Like, Chelsea's wingers and Chelsea's forward have got zero IQ. And if you're trying to win trophies, if you're trying to compete for the best trophies and this and that, you need difference makers and you need IQ, like intelligent players. Chelsea's got no difference makers and no IQ. And so you can't expect them to win anything. But listen, man. 1-0 Man City, domestic double, and for Chelsea, there is at this point of the season, if you had won this game, you would have guaranteed Europa League, but now you're pretty much not guaranteeing anything because you're 4 points behind, and it's highly unlikely that you're gonna get in these kind of positions unless you hope and pray that Palace and Villa wins both of the respective finals. But if you ask Chelsea fans, and put down in the conversation, Chelsea fans, I don't think you guys would want Europa League and Conference League anyway. I think genuinely you guys need a break, just a break. And I think this disappointment will put a lot of pressure on Blueco because Blueco is, of course, everyone knows this. They are the main responsible for this. But listen, it's just a disappointment, absolute disappointment. But listen, put down in the comment section what you guys made of your own game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with another video. Peace.